In the last hour, Iran has, quote-unquote, militarised the Straits of Hormuz, through which fully 40% of the world's petroleum is exported. And without that oil trade, the economies of the Western world would grind quickly to a halt. Forget about expensive petrol at the pumps. There wouldn't be any petrol at all. So a matter of some moment. What is the proximate reason for it? Well, it is the growing conviction that having moved a second aircraft carrier into the Persian Gulf and listened carefully to what Donald Trump says and doesn't say, the Iranians believe that the attack upon them will come not from Israel, which is, of course, superbly vulnerable to counter-attack, as Iran showed twice over the last year and a half, but from the United States itself. The big enchilada is coming. That's what the Iranians believe. And it's not helped by Scott Ritter, the one and only Scott Ritter, who in somewhat peculiar post in the last few minutes has laid out what would be Donald Trump's case for doing so. He says that it has no relevance that Israel has nuclear weapons. Well, that depends what end of the telescope you're looking through. Because if you're Iranian and you're being openly threatened by a country which illegally holds hundreds of nuclear weapons, it is highly relevant indeed. Scott Ritter explains, and we're grateful to him for it, that the United States has low-yield nuclear weapons. I don't know what a low-yield nuclear weapon looks like. Is it Hiroshima or somewhere between Hiroshima and the 1,000 times greater nuclear power of today's nuclear warheads? Maybe 500, would that be low yield? Maybe 100. That would be, therefore, 100 times more powerful than the bomb at Hiroshima. And moreover, Scott argues that this would be necessary if Trump were to achieve his objective of destroying Iran's nuclear reactors, if it was to destroy Iran's peaceful nuclear industry. I've called it that twice now for a reason. The IAEA and those policing the NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which Iran is a signatory to, has been since the time of the Shah, have never reported that Iran was seeking to build nuclear weapons. The Iranian political leadership has repeatedly said that they will not build nuclear weapons. And indeed, there is an outstanding extant fatwa from Khomeini himself that it would be irreligious, blasphemous, to produce nuclear weapons, which are weapons unlimited by time or space. And that would appear not to be good enough for the Trump administration. They believe that Iran is seeking to build a nuclear weapon. I have said many times, I'm going to say it again now, whether you like it or not. If I was leading Iran, I would long ago have furnished myself with a nuclear weapon. Given that I'm being threatened daily, sanctioned, strangled, and warned as to the very existence of my state by not one but two nuclear-armed states, Israel and the United States of America.